My latest album, Arc, has been a truly independent effort on my part, in which I've written, performed, recorded and produced all of the compositions therein. My working process for this album is more akin to that of an artisan who oversees the entire creative process from start to finish. I can see it in your eyes. The vacant stare, the empty lie. I can see it in your smile. I give you an inch, you take a mile. Politician. Arc comprises 8 original compositions in total that explore the recurring themes of identity, alienation, war, political corruption, and the threat that we as a species now pose to our environment. Despite the dystopian themes that pervade these 8 compositions, there are also expressions of great hope and optimism for a better world to be found within the subtext of the songs. For an arc, as well as being a refuge from the world's harsher realities, is also a vehicle for regeneration and renewal. Here in the garden, fountain of life. Here in the garden, arcane delights are born from the womb. Down here Arc is not really a concept album in the traditional sense of the term, but rather a series of sustained observations and commentaries on the human condition. Like most of my previous work, I had no preconceived notion of what the song's subject matter would be, other than to follow my gut instinct, refining and distilling the music and my thoughts as they came to me. Sycophantic, cold-blooded, reptilian, careering, profiteering, the party line. One cannot underestimate the influence that living and working in relative isolation has had on the making of this album. A lot of my spare time is spent on the internet with friends or watching documentaries and current affairs programs. It strikes me that one of the great paradoxes of modern living is that we often feel that we are connected and at the very centre of communications, despite the fact that we are often both physically detached and remote from one another. No Never ever wanted to fight in your war. Never wanted to fight your wars for you. This boy only believes in love. Unlike my previous album, Eye of the Hunter, which makes extensive use of live guitars, bass and drums, practically all the instrumentation on Ark is derived from sample libraries and synthesizers. This was a conscious creative decision on my part, as I wanted to imbue the music with the ambience of a neutral electronic soundscape, which would in turn mirror a world that is becoming increasingly more dependent upon machines to perform tasks for us. With regard to the sample libraries themselves, I have made a special use of strings, horns and choir to complement the synthetic soundscapes, and which in themselves form a kind of musical motif that underscores the compositions as a whole. Ark is more reminiscent of the music that I've written for Dead Can Dance than my previous solo work, and contains two tracks, Babylon and Crescent, that were originally composed for the Dead Can Dance reunion tour of 2005. The Bogus Man, This Boy and Babylon form a central trilogy within the album that explores themes of political corruption and the armed conflicts arising from both religious and neo-colonial exploitation to this present day.